Hello again, everyone. Dr. Dan Bachman here. Today we're going to talk about sleep positions. So sleep is one of those things we often wonder, hey, is my bed making me hurt, or pain wakes me up from sleep, or I hurt more in the morning than when I went to bed? Sometimes it can be due to, or at least contributed to, the fact that you may be laying in positions that irritate things. You're never going to do harm to yourself laying in bed, just so you know. You can't break a bone just laying there. But if your sleep is either being interrupted by pain, or maybe the mornings you generally hurt a lot more than when you went to bed, it makes sense to at least look at the positions you're in and see if those might be contributing to why you hurt. And these two things that we're going to go over today, if you are hurting or having trouble finding ability to get comfortable in bed at night, these are worth trying and just see which one works best, or see which positions feel best to you. And this is a good time to point out, when it comes to sleep, there are two jobs that we want to be done at night. Number one, you can sleep through the night and not be awakened by pain. That's number one. And number two, in the morning, I don't want you to hurt worse than when you went to bed. So as long as both of those two things are happening, I kind of don't care what positions you're in bed. You can be face down, you can be pretzeled up. As long as you're sleeping and you feel rested in the morning and you don't have a ton of pain, whatever you did in bed was probably fine. The things we're going to go over here are if those aren't happening, try these things, see if they treat you better. So in general, I prefer back and side sleeping as opposed to face down sleeping. Because first of all, no one ever sleeps purely face down, right? Because you have to turn your head, and usually you end up kind of in a figure four position. You got one arm up high, you've got your neck cranked to the side. Sometimes that having your neck turned or bent one direction for long periods can give you the crick in the neck. You wake up and you can't turn your head to the side and you've got a knife sticking in here. So if you have that regularly, these would be worth considering as alternatives to that face down position. So on your side, if you ever find yourself sleeping like this or like this, very often that means your pillow is too thin and you're trying to bolster it with the thickness of your arm or shoulder. The problem is, in this position, if your ear and shoulder are too close, it could be pinching something in there and giving you some of those issues, or at least contributing to them. So if that's happening, you find yourself sleeping like this or this, the solution is get a firm enough, thick enough pillow to take up that space. So that when you're relaxed on your bed, your head's roughly in line. It's not hanging, it's not being pushed. You can put your hand under that pillow if you like, or I like to get a firm pillow here that I can hug, which is pretty comfortable. And when it comes to pillows, you don't have to spend a lot of money on them. I buy mine for 20 bucks at TJ Maxx. So the main thing, it doesn't have to have curves. You can use those if you like. Again, whatever pillow or mattress or positions you sleep best in are best for you. But the things we're trying here are if you're having trouble sleeping. So these would be some things to try as an alternative. So I just get a standard pillow that says firm on it. You'll see pillows that say firm, because a lot of times you get a nice fat pillow, but when you lay your head on it, it mushes down to nothing. And you're back in this kind of crunched up position. So select a pillow that takes up that space. You can put your hand under there. You'll curl your body up, that's fine. If you're having neck, like upper neck or lower neck issues, sometimes it can be from spending too much time with your head down, like chin to chest. And again, just because any body part doesn't like spending long periods in one position, try this. I call it the grapefruit rule. Leave room for a grapefruit under your chin most of your night. And I know you're unconscious, so you're going to end up in all kinds of weird positions. That's fine. The main thing is that you're not spending the whole night in some kind of weird position that might irritate things. So when you're awake enough to check these things, like change position or check where your chin is, just try to leave room for a grapefruit here under your chin. Can be nicer to your neck. So that's on your side. Now, on your back with no pillow is great for neck, upper back, and shoulders. And most people think they can never sleep like this. But I have a trick. First of all, here's why I like it. It's because in that position, gravity is fixing your posture, if you like, while you sleep. So if you have tight things on the front of you that may be tethering you forward into bad posture, like keyboarding and stuff, laying flat stretches all those things out, and more importantly, it can give you more comfort both at sleep and the next morning. So just laying flat on your back with no pillow. Now, most of you are going to say, but I can't fall asleep like that. No one can. So there's an easy way to train yourself to be able to get used to these positions. All you got to do is introduce these positions once every night. So what I mean is, let's say tonight, you get in bed, start flat on your back with no pillow. Only lay there until you feel like rolling over, and then forget about it the rest of the night. So even if that's just 10 seconds, don't trap yourself there and say, well, he said to lay on my back and I can't sleep like that. No. Lay there until you feel like moving, and then do it, and then forget about it the rest of the night. But if you do that each night, what you're going to find is that it gets more and more comfortable to lay longer and longer and quickly. Very often patients will tell me, in a week I was preferring laying on my back or preferring laying on my side. So as your body gets used to these positions, they'll get more comfortable. You can actually sleep in them. Then you have 3 great sleep positions that you can rotate through that are all good for you. Your left side, your right side, and your back. So if you can flip-flop around between those, it just means there's less time spent in some kind of weird position like that. And again, I'll remind you, you are going to wake up in weird positions. We all do, because we're unconscious, right? Hopefully. So don't sweat that. Again, these other positions aren't dangerous. You're laying there in bed, so you're completely safe. But if you wake up enough to realize, oh, I'm kind of pretzeled up here, make some of these changes and just see which ones you prefer. So try that tonight and hope it helps. Until next time, I will see you guys.